Guys, for nearly 2 decades now, I have gotten up here in front of this microphone and I've just talked. I've never really scripted anything out. I have a rough set of bullet points that I don't even write down. I just follow them in my ADHD riddled brain, and somehow it just works. Call it imposter syndrome or whatever, I don't know, but it still flabbergasts me. It still shocks me that I'm able to do this and get the traction I do. But it finally dawned on me, and this is not ego, this is motherfucking confidence, okay? Don't confuse the two. It finally dawned on me that my God-given talent, above all else, is the ability to see exactly what's going on and articulate it in a way where people will listen. And guys, I want you to listen to this video because we have to fight back collectively against the bullshit I am going to show you, okay? I don't usually ask this, but if you could like this video, maybe subscribe if you are a regular and you haven't done that yet. Any sort of interaction with this video will help push it out there and other people will see it. And for the love of everything holy, everyone and their fucking mother needs to see it. And hey, the best part about this is, if you think I'm full of shit by the end of the video or whenever you stop watching, click unsubscribe and unlike the video. You have that option. It's amazing. But I think you're gonna want to hear what I have to say, because I have called so much correctly and I have never been more certain that we are headed towards the complete destruction of modern gaming as we know it. So first things first, the main point I want to cover here, and I'm going to cover a lot in this video, some personal stuff and some actual factual stuff that's just everywhere right now in gaming. But with the passing of Vince Zampella, I said in yesterday's video, it feels like the end of an era. And right before Vince Zampella passed, unfortunately, we got the one thing I never wanted to see in Battlefield 6, and it's this right here. And this is all over Twitter, from Charlie Intel to just everyone really, but Battlefield Intel said this: Battlefield 6 players say the new Windchill bundle looks AI generated, and EA still hasn't confirmed, despite promising the final game wouldn't use AI art. And Pirate Nation on Twitter pretty much confirmed it. Again, it's everywhere. It's being reported that it's pretty much confirmed AI. Multi-billion-dollar company EA selling AI-generated slop in their store, Battlefield 6. And if we look at this image, it's very clear what people are talking about here. Either the artists making this art are incredibly stupid and should not be working on a first-person shooter, or AI made this and it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing because this gun has two barrels on top of other errors with the image. And I know people already are going to say it's not a big deal. It's just a sticker in a bundle. I have been saying this since before Black Ops 6 came out, when I said they were using AI for the prestige icons, and people either denied it or said it wasn't a big deal. And then we got literal AI generated loading screens, AI generated art all over the game around Christmas, the six-finger zombie Santa, AI generated skins. For crying out fucking loud. You give these people an inch, they will take a mile. And I have said it time and time again. So if you think I am overreacting here, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself. Let me give you an example, all right? Let me just give you an example real quick, okay? Let's say I have a bunch of cookies in a cookie jar. And let's say someone comes in and takes one cookie out of the 20 cookies I have in that jar. Will I notice that? No. Or maybe I will, and I'll be like, well, it's just one cookie. As time progresses, they gradually take more and more until it's normalized. This is a real thing, and it's called the creeping normality. A process by which a major change can be accepted as normal and acceptable if it happens gradually through small, often unnoticeable increments of change. This is a psychological fucking manipulation tactic that big companies employ to gradually do things that are shady in the hopes that not many people will notice or people won't notice at all until the next thing you know, you have one fucking cookie when you used to have 20. Please, for the love of God, do not let EA, do not let Activision, do not let any of these companies peddle AI-generated bullshit to you in their full-priced $70 games. And this isn't a bundle that you pay for with your money. Do not buy it. In fact, I would argue and I would say, don't buy any cosmetics in any of these games. Don't buy any bundles, don't buy any skins, don't buy any of this stuff as long as they keep doing it. Unless EA comes out and says, yes, this is AI generated and apologizes and they don't do it again. Until they do that, don't buy anything at all. And it's sad to me that I even have to say that to you guys. I mean, I know my viewers are pretty smart. They're going to have more values and more morals when it comes to this stuff, but to the casual person, it doesn't matter. Like, they are so fucking brain rotted. I'm serious here. The Battlefield AI thing is just the tip of the iceberg with what I want to cover for you guys in this video. It's honestly just the 1-2 gut punch of Vince Zampella and this AI slop here that just, it feels like this is just the sharp decline. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about when I cover the other AI slop news, which is infinitely worse than this. It's so insanely bad. Guys, I'm going to run a brief ad spot and then we'll be right back. I recommend, if you're at home or whatever, getting a beer. It's gonna be rough. Today's video is sponsored by Factor. I went to my doctor recently and they were like, BT, you need to lose a little bit of weight. And I'm like, yeah, I fell off the wagon just a smidge. Factor helps me get back on the wagon with their fresh, never frozen meals delivered directly to my door, and the low-calorie options are perfect. I don't feel like cooking every single meal, and I certainly don't feel like going to a restaurant where I have to pay $15 plus a $4 tip, $5 tip. What am I tipping for? I don't even know anymore. The point of all this is, though, is that Factor has everything you could want in a fast, easy meal. You pop it in the microwave, it's ready in 2 to 3 minutes. High protein, low calorie, ketogenic options, vegetarian, vegan, smoothies. They have it all, whatever you need dietary wise. Factor will hook you up. So guys, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code CODFATHERFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. What a deal. That's code CODFATHERFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Hit it up now, guys, and enjoy some good eating. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. No joke, I actually might bring some Factor to my mom's house this Christmas because she likes to cook with expired food. I'm not sure if that's just a my mom thing or maybe it's your guys' parents too, but that's just not good for anybody. So yeah, Factor is going to save Christmas, I'm pretty sure. Regardless though, guys, let's get back to the meat and potatoes here. No pun intended. And let's cover this news that it's the end. It's the end unless we do something. And I'm not exaggerating there. Maybe you don't think that the generated AI assets is a big deal. Never mind that it pollutes the world and knocks artists out of their jobs or whatever. But maybe you just don't have a heart and you don't think it's a big deal. And, you know, that opinion's basically wrong, but you're welcome to it. But let me just show you this. And I think everyone, if you have a brain, should be on the side of anti-AI. Just let me show you. I'm sure you've heard some of it, but let's really dive into it, okay? So maybe you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard of the rampant RAM price increases. If you are one of those people, then I envy you, and I hate to burst your bubble if you're still watching the video, but I need to make you aware of this. So let's just see this on Reddit here. And this is like 2 months ago, by the way, so it's kind of out of date. How the fuck did RAM triple in price from June to now? It's gone beyond that by now. It's more than triple by now. But basically, AI is causing this, and it is continuing to cause this. In fact, let's say I just wanted to get 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM here, okay? Let's see the price of this right now. $407 at my local Best Buy. And it's only gonna get worse. Truthfully, it is only gonna get worse for the next like 5 years. More on that in just a second. But if you think this doesn't affect you, maybe you're a console gamer. Maybe you're still on PlayStation 4. Maybe you just only fuck with Switch 2 or whatever. Maybe you think it will not affect you in the slightest. Unfortunately, it is going to affect you even if you are not a gamer. It is going to affect all fucking tech. AI demand fuels RAM shortage, smartphone prices to rise 6.9% in 2026, and that is just going to keep domino affecting all fucking year until the next year. Rinse and repeat. It's the gradual thing. It's the creeping normality that we talked about here. Not just phones though, but laptops, of course, gaming consoles. If you think like, again, you're cool with it and you're safe from all this stuff, maybe you're gonna keep your phone, maybe you're gonna keep your console or your PC just how it is, and you'll just upgrade your graphics card or whatever when the time comes and hope for the best. Well, sorry viewer, but you're still fucked! Because video RAM is being affected too. RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes rumored to be at risk of discontinuation due to increasing VRAM prices. NVIDIA rumored plans to reduce RTX 50 production by up to 40% in early 2026. And we get the Act Man saying you are no longer allowed to enjoy building your own PC in the year 2025. But don't worry, your sacrifice will allow AI data centers to replace you entirely. They'll even dry up or poison your local water supply and double your electricity bill as an added bonus. And these graphics cards aren't just going to affect consumers. They're going to raise the price of each console as well that uses the same fucking tech. Next-gen consoles could rise by $150 to $200 per unit, so the PS6 could cost over $600. And this comes after the news that video game console sales are massively down and Steam users are barely playing new games as it is. This is the video game crash I talked about in several other videos. Veterans of my channel will know I talked about if they keep burning the candle at both ends, and by they, I mean modern AAA publishers, modern game developers, etc. If they keep fucking things over, then it's going to end in disaster. The AI slop shit is just the icing on the cake here. It really is. This is the exact same shit they pulled during COVID where they said, oh, there's supply chain shortages and whatnot. No, man, people were stupid and desperate and scared, and they raised the price on essentials gradually every single year afterward, and prices are still rising on basic things, and it's just normalized now. Like, dude, you do not understand, guys, you do not understand how these companies, how much they don't care about you. They do not fucking care, man. If you showed up dying on Phil Spencer's doorstep and you said, Phil Spencer, I am about to die. Can you please spare like $20,000 so I can get some surgery to clear out my esophagus where I sucked your dick for the last 20 years and now I'm backed up? Can you do that? He would let you pass away on his front lawn, choking on his own bodily fluids. than give you like 0.1%, not even that probably, 0.01% of his entire wealth to save your life. And guys, let me tell you something right now, okay? Let me tell you something. I am not a heavy drinker. I know I joke about beers in the videos or whatever. I drink like a beer a week, maybe a couple beers a week tops or whatever. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything except play video games for my stress relief and my vice. That is it. I stay away from bad things. You know, I don't go out clubbing. I don't go out partying or whatever. I don't do that anymore. I have a couple of drinks per week. I don't smoke anything. I don't do any sort of drug. Nothing. Pretty straight-laced in 2025 here, heading into 2026. All I do is I play video games as my stress relief. That is like the way I take the edge off. The fact that these greedy fucking companies and AI specifically is killing that, I'm sorry. This is why I said, hey, can you like this video? Can you subscribe? Can you comment? Can you do something to support this and get this information out there before it gets worse? Everyone should be making videos on this right here, and I truly mean that. Everyone with an audience, no matter how big or small, should be making videos on this stuff, or you and me and everyone is going to collectively get screwed out of this thing that I've personally been enjoying, this hobby that I have been enjoying for like 30 years. Before I get into my last point here, I want to talk about a personal experience, a real experience, and I have the screenshots to show you, of my night last night. This isn't even related to gaming. This is just me trying to use the internet, which, like, the majority of the world has to use to even keep up with their fucking families anymore. But this was my experience last night. Let me give you a personal story, okay? So I'm reading a book and I got halfway through it and I decided, you know what? I'm not really digging this book. I'm not going to finish it. Called Universal Harvester. John Darnielle from the Mountain Goats wrote it. Not a huge fan of the book. So I'm like, all right, I got halfway through. I'm just going to search for a synopsis of the book, okay? And I made sure to search with the -AI thing that people gave me a tip on, so Google would not give me a 90% of the time wrong fucking answer about, like, the book or whatever. A quick aside, it's actually comical how wrong the Google AI answers thing is. I mean, look at this. This recommends adding non-toxic glue to your pizza sauce, for fuck's sake. And it's like constant. Me and my buddy were playing Mario Brothers 3, and he was asking Google how to win at the, like, matching face 1-up game or whatever in that particular game. And it starts talking about rupees. Yeah, like the stuff in Zelda. It's complete, like, bullshit. And this is what's killing our planet, and this is what's causing the RAM prices to quadruple. Like, anyway, back to what I was saying. I decide I want to Google that, and I don't want the AI synopsis from Google. So I click an article on Medium, which is a pretty reputable site, and I just want you to really look at this and just take it in before I say another word. I get this literal AI-generated synopsis with AI-generated imagery, and it starts talking about this man named Jake who is not in the fucking book! There is no man named Jake! At all! So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go to Reddit. But, like, Reddit will give me AI synopsis for the threads that I can't turn off if I Google search that. But regardless, I found a thread, and I'm reading it and stuff like that, and I get to the end, and I'm like, wow, it's nice to see, I don't know, discussion from human beings about what I searched for, except I am still bombarded with AI at the end of the damn thing! And I can't turn it off. I can't opt out. I can't say I don't want to see it. True story here. True fucking story. All right? My grandmother passed away a couple years ago. I get on Facebook, and I don't have a screenshot of this because I was so pissed I almost uninstalled the piece of shit from my phone. But I get on Facebook, and a little thing comes up in my stories, and it says, make this image look like a comic strip with Meta AI. And it pulls an image from my phone of my sick grandmother. Like, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying here? My sick grandmother in her not great state towards the end, and it's trying to make that a comic strip or a cartoon or something. I am sorry, but this is messed up, right? I genuinely cannot get away from it, and it is melting my brain. Like, what is the option here? Move into the desert and just like cut off communication from the outside world? Like, live off grid? Is that the only thing I can do here? Play old games? I bought an SNES off of like Craigslist or whatever for $100. An SNES and like 8 games. Bought it, met the person at McDonald's, got the thing home. I've been playing that non-stop because I don't have to be on the internet. The games were made by real people with talent. They were not random hires to fill a quota. They're not AI agents. They're none of that. They were talented people that made a piece of art that I can still play to this day. I picked up games after the fact like Super Metroid, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Mario All-Stars, including Super Mario World, Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Battletoads, and Double Dragon. The OG Double Dragon on NES. Yeah, I picked up a bunch of NES games too. 1943, Contra, Super C, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, not the whitewashed Mr. Dream version, the OG Tyson version before he became not so family friendly. But the point is this what I'm going to have to do in 2026 to get away from this psychotic, moronic, mind-numbing, planet-rotting garbage that is ruining gaming right before my eyes? Am I going to have to do that? I will live in a tent in the middle of nowhere and just play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and like, you know, Rad Racer and all of these games on repeat if I have to. I am so sick of it. I'm genuinely that tired of it. I'm ready to cut bait and get the hell out of Dodge here. But my final point here, okay? Sony is developing AI that censors games in real time. True thing that's happening. And this guy on Twitter says, no, please, by all means, go ahead. Give us more reasons to not touch any modern game or system ever again. We're already like 70% of the way there. Shove more AI down our throat. Put it in whatever you can think of. Can openers, needs AI. Shoes, needs AI to detect our walking patterns to then sell. Nail clippers definitely need some sort of AI. Belts need AI, don't forget those. Shampoo bottles need AI. It detects when you're low, hijacks your bank account, and orders more for you in bulk, all without asking you. It knows you need it. What do you guys think? What other products need pointless AI? And this person rounds it up here to end this video, okay? This is what Gen AI is going to bring you. First, they phase out consumer access to local compute by pricing you out and forced scarcity. Then you have to pay for all processing power to them for working game/video cloud streaming. They want it to be your only option. They will then charge you by month, by hour, then by minute. Then they will monitor it all and censor it as they please, like Sony wants to do with PlayStation. Their terms of service will dictate it all, and without the power of choice, they won't care how you feel about it. Full control, everything as a service, surveillance, and charging you by the minute for it. It all will stem from Gen AI and data centers, the Trojan horse. Don't normalize it. Don't let it in the gates. Resist. We have to do something for the love of everything, for the love of gaming. like this video, subscribe, comment below, get this out there so everyone sees it, or we are doomed. That's not hyperbole. I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill, and I'm damn sure not rage baiting anyone. I am giving myself high blood pressure and screaming into this microphone in the hopes that everyone that has heard me in this video will take heed of this warning. I have a winning track record here. I have called so much. Did I not say that we would continue to get bad Call of Duty games? They would just continue to get worse and worse until eventually they release the biggest pile of crap that no one will buy, and Call of Duty YouTubers will be, eating ramen all year. And here we are. We have it. It's Black Ops 6 into Black Ops 7. Exactly what I predicted. Don't let it happen again, for the love of everything gaming. I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed. Ring that notification bell if you really enjoyed and you want to guarantee get my videos. I'm out. Peace.